This is the biggest change in real estate that we've seen inside of a decade. We're talking about the NAR lawsuit settlement. What does this mean when you're trying to buy a house? What does it mean when you're trying to sell your house now? I'm going to give you guys all the answers and my reaction to the lawsuit right now. So like, share, and subscribe. Let's go. Thanks for coming back to the channel. So if you don't know me, my name is Sascha Chatman. I'm a local real estate agent here in DFW. I've been selling real estate now for about 8 years. I've also run a team, and I'm also a real estate coach. So I want to give you guys my reaction to this whole thing right now. First, let's talk about the actual lawsuit and what happened. Okay, so literally the Department of Justice and the National Association of Realtors have been going back and forth for quite some time at the end of the day. And what happened is a lawsuit came up basically stating that real estate agents were colluding to keep both prices and commissions high. Now, I don't agree with the lawsuit, but that is a lawsuit. That's another whole story. All right. So that's what happened. And then another one came up, and another. At different boards, different realtor associations, these lawsuits were being put out there. So once there's blood in the water, lawyers are going to come. All right. And I'm not trying to disparage lawyers here, but I understand that they're going after that. This is a big lawsuit. I understand that. Okay. So what does this really mean with the settlement? Let me give you the news on the settlement. So there's been a $418 million settlement that has to be paid over the next 4 years between the National Association of Realtors to the Department of Justice, number one. Number two, there's been some really big practice changes. Let's talk about that because that is what's going to impact you. The settlement means nothing to you, okay? So one of the big practice changes is, number one, they really do not want the listing agent and the seller setting the commission for the buyer's agent anymore, okay? And they're trying to say they're not required to. They're basically trying to say that the seller's not required to pay the buyer's agent commission, which they never truly have been required to pay the buyer's agent commission. So there's a lot of misinformation with that, okay? You, as a seller, could have easily put a house on the MLS and offered up a $1 commission if you wanted to, right? Probably not the wisest thing to do, but you could do it. Always have. And you will still be able to do that in the future. So while they're stating that, they're really just trying to separate the seller and the listing agent from setting the buyer's agent's commission. And what they want in the practice is they want the buyer to pay the buyer's agent's commission. Okay? So we'll talk about that. Two, another big one is they are going to remove commission out of the MLS. So that means for me as a real estate agent, when I go to show someone homes, I will not be able to know exactly how much money I can make on that transaction. And the reason they're doing that is they believe that real estate agents are steering people away and steering people to homes that pay a better commission. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you that part of that is true. I've seen that. I've seen some of that. However, if you're a really good real estate agent, you've already had this conversation with your buyer and you've already have negotiated what your commission is inside of your buyer's agreement. Right? And then that buyer knows they will have to make up the shortage, right? Not everybody's doing that. Let me say that again. Not everybody's doing that. And so we've seen that everyone's not doing that. It's been played pretty fast and loose. Hence, it's one of the reasons why we got here, okay? So what's my initial reaction to this? Okay, I think there's some areas where we need to be checked as real estate agents. I truly do believe that. However, my concern is going to go back to the buyers. So let's talk about the buyers first. All right. So all this goes into place as of July 1st. So you need to understand that July 1st is when the new model goes and takes place. So if you're looking to buy a house right now, you might want to go ahead and get out there, get with a really good real estate agent that knows what they're doing, that can guide you down the process. And more than likely, you will not have to pay them a buyer's agent's commission because it's still going to be covered by the seller. Now, what happens after July 1st? Well, I don't think it's just going to be a snap change just like that. I think it's going to bleed over a little bit, and I definitely believe that sellers are still going to offer commission. I am going to definitely recommend my sellers to do that, to offer a commission for a buyer's agent as well to help move their property. Okay, so don't think everything just falls apart. However, I'm seeing a lot of people knee-jerk reaction right now, say they're not going to offer commission. I'm seeing a lot of sellers right now knee-jerk the other way and say, let me get my house on the market right now before things get really bad. So I just want to say this. Everyone be calm, take a breath, and make sure you're working with a really good real estate agent, whether you're buying or selling, who understands what's happening in this lawsuit and who can explain it to you. Plain and simple. My initial reaction that I saw out there was that there was a lot of misinformation.
Fake news. Fake news. Fake weather.
For example, people were saying, dropping articles saying that, oh, 6% commission is dead, it's gone. Child, please, it's been gone. The average commission in the United States is around 5% anyway. So that has been gone. That was misleading. Number two, big one here. This is going to lower the cost of buying a home. How? It's definitely not going to lower the cost of buying a home for the buyers, because now in the current model, they pay down payment, they pay closing costs, and that's it. Now we're asking them to pay down payment, closing cost, and a real estate agent's commission in the new model. So how is that lowering their cost? It's not.
No. Mm-mm. No.
Yeah. So that's the one. The other big one, number two, was this is going to lower the price of homes. Really? Really? How? I don't think it's going to lower the price of homes in any way whatsoever, because homes are not dictated by real estate agents' commissions in any kind of way. When I go comp out a home, I literally look at the condition of the house, number one. I look at the neighborhood environment, what's going on in the neighborhood, what are similar homes selling for in that area. So we look at the age of your house, houses are similar age. Heck, we even look at the similar builders. We look at how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, the specs of the house, square footage, right? And we look at the condition. What upgrades have you put into the home? I have never ran a comparative market analysis looking at the real estate commission, because I don't care. It doesn't matter. We look at what is going from that perspective. The second way of valuing out a home is looking at the taxable value. What is your county and your state taxing you at? Okay, tax value and market value is two different things. We all know that. All right, and then third way, if you want to go ahead and value out that home, is going to be bringing in an appraiser to value out the home, who's basically looking at market conditions as well. So how is this going to lower the price of homes when commissions are not even a factor into that? Okay, because some of the houses that we're valuing these houses against, guys, they have real estate agents, some don't. They are basically just sales that are sitting there from the county, whether it was on or off market, and that's how we value this whole thing out. So to say this is going to drop the price of homes is not. And the other thing that we're starting to see people say is that, well, without the sellers paying that commission to the buyer's agent, they are now going to use that to negotiate with the buyers. Child, please. They ain't about to do that. They fought in the lawsuit to keep that money to themselves as much as possible. So what is that seller actually going to do? They're going to put it in their pocket. They are going to put it in their pocket. Do we really expect the sellers to just give that money to the buyers? No. We've already negotiated with sellers' concessions. That happens today. Okay, so that part is not going to change in terms of negotiating for a home. But if my house is worth $500,000, I am not dropping it down to $485,000 because it's not a buyer's agent on the other side. I'm just not going to do that because my house is worth $500,000. So I understand sellers, get all your money that you can for your home, maximize your equity. So sellers are really some of the ones who are winning here. Okay, next, sellers are winning. What about the buyers? It's increasing the cost. If the buyers aren't winning, who's really winning here? Who is? Investors. We have been seeing a large uptick of investors buying homes here across the country. In fact, in Texas, it is really skyrocketed. As of last year, they bought over a third of the single-family homes on the market. In my county in particular, the number is really, really high. We're almost at 40% right now. They're buying up homes like crazy. Now, some of those mom and pop investors, some of those are large corporation investors, but investors are buying up homes. And investors sometimes are real estate agents, and investors sometimes have more real estate knowledge and don't need real estate agents. Okay, so therefore, they're saving money. So if you want to see who's going to be increasing the portfolio, you might want to go look up BlackRock, people like that. Just saying. They are the big winners here. So these are my initial thoughts when I started looking at this entire process. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop some more videos to break down what this means for buyers and then what it also means for sellers moving forward as well. If you have any questions, please leave your comments down below. I'll be more than happy to reply back to them. I can reply back with video as well. So I just want to make sure you guys are educated about this process and what it means going forward. I'm Sascha Chatman. If you have any questions, reach out now to me. Thanks.